Hello, my movie peeps! Welcome, one and all, to another 3C Live. Whoa! You hear that? Those are the roars heard across the U.S. for the about, 1,000 people that show up to these streams. We're loud and proud. 3C Live, let's go! Thank you so much for joining me here once again. Apologies, I didn't go live yesterday. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I had allergies started kicking in. I decided to take me an allergy pill. That thing made me drowsy and sleepy. There was no way I was going to be on the live here with you. I was going to be like, so Spider-Man. It was terrible. But I am here now, and we've got so much movie news to discuss here today. Honestly, this live stream could have been its own side flick, just because of some of the things we're going to be discussing here. But I was like, let's just do it live. Let's just interact with the people, okay? See, already we got people. Daddy 3C, yo, my boy. Chad, Daddy Chris, Chrissy, woo. Okay, I almost clicked the wrong one. Very lovely shirt. Thank you. I was at a baby shower. I was just at a baby shower, and that's why I look like this, okay? I'm not just dressing up nice for y'all, okay? I was trying to be kind to that child before the world ruins it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, dude? What's up? Lilo and Stitch, yeah. Oh, we're going to be talking about that. So, yeah, that's some of the things we're going to be discussing here. We got our first look at what Stitch is going to be looking like in the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. We got kind of a sad update with Spider-Man 4 and things just not looking bright on it. We also got updates on the two Spider-Man TV shows that are being worked on at Amazon, both a live-action Spider Noir and a live-action Spider Silk show, which these updates, very worrisome. I could also give you my thoughts on the X-Men 97 trailer that dropped, because I hadn't talked about that yet. We could talk about the debacle that is Madam Web, looking into some positive... I'd love to read positive reviews about Madam Web and see what people are doing so we can look into that. Whatever you guys decide, you leave it in the chat, and if it seems interesting enough, I'll rant off about it. So we're just, Chrissy, wake up. I'm right here already. Okay. Let's start off with this live-action Stitch stuff, man. So, okay. Today I was just browsing around, and I was on my TikTok feed, and I saw that I got mentioned in a couple of TikToks, and I was like, oh, you guys have mentioned me and stuff. That's so nice. And it was somebody who had recorded the live-action Stitch, Lilo and Stitch movie in Hawaii, and it only had like 1,000 views, and I was like, oh, I'm one of the first people to see this. I could take advantage of this and post it first for views, and I did it. So thank you for those people that tagged me in the early news. You helped me get those extra little views before everyone else sees it. That means a lot to me. So, immediately after I posted it, then Discussing Films also jumped onto it, which, oh man. Once they did it, I was like, oh, I'm a goner. Okay, so here it is. This came from a TikTok user, Paulina Pulera. I want to give her a shout out right there. And again, she was in Hawaii, and she noticed they were filming the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. And here you go, my boys. This is what Stitch is looking like in the movie. Now, you got to remember, I'm pretty sure Stitch is still going to be fully CGI in the movie when it comes out. And this right here is most likely a puppet being used for lighting and reference purposes, like the Sonic movie 2 set photos. Let me pull those up. See, that way you know what I'm talking about. See here, this guy here whose job it is to grab Sonic by the groin. These are the puppets. They just have them on set, and they're just there for like lighting references. So when they go in and do the CGI, they know where light is hitting them, and then it's all technical computer stuff. Okay, just believe me when I tell you. So, because I saw some people getting confused, and we're like, oh, they're gonna like they're gonna Grogu it like Baby Yoda, and you know, use an actual puppet and animatronic. That'd be awesome. But I feel like that would also add a little bit of a low budget quality to the movie if Stitch moved kind of the way Baby Yoda or Grogu does in The Mandalorian, where he just turns his head, blinks his eyes, and goes, because Stitch is a very animated, moving type of character. Like, that'll work for a little bit, but if you want Stitch climbing things and fighting and all that, that's where you got to throw in that CGI budget, right? And I've been wanting to see what Stitch looks like for the longest time here, because don't forget, the last photo we got, let me see if it's even on there, Lilo and Stitch live action. Let's see if it's still on here. It's probably all covered up because it's been hours now. But there was one photo that came out a long time ago where they were surfing, and you could, oh yeah, see right here. This was the first photo we got like ages ago. You see Stitch right there? Like, that's the first photo we got back in, ooh, this was a long time ago, months ago. And I was like, oh my God, you could squint, zoom in, enhance computer. And I was like, he looks all right. Could be terrible, looks all right. And now finally we got the glammed up look. So again, I think it looks great. This could easily be a terrible Sonic situation. We'll have to wait and see how it looks whenever the full CGI is added on. But if this is the model they're going off of and this is what they're basing it, I think they did a great design. I was really scared because don't forget, Stitch was also getting all these terrible, like AI freaking photos being made of it. See, Stitch live action. Look at all these terrible photos people have made over the years, and people fall for them. You know how many times I was tagged in either one of these photos, whether it was the one on the right or the one on the left. The one on the left is made with AI too, so even more terrible. But these photos genuinely tricked people online. People saw those and went, Chris, did you see what they did? They butchered my boy. Oh, they ruined it. Disney always. These were never real, but man, did a lot of people actually see. Even right here, this article is live action Stitch just got more horrifying. Fans petition for Disney to cancel the film. Again, because they thought these were the real images of what Stitch was going to look like. Thank freaking goodness that wasn't the case. So I think this will be cool. Now, looking at the scene they're filming here, it's obvious Stitch is probably taking over this little toy car. Anybody have some of these when they were a kid? I had one. They were fun. Ride around in the lake. I'm thinking he's taking it for a joyride, and that's why it's like all muddied up, broken window, things going crazy. Now, aside from Stitch, the TikTok also had our first look at Lilo, who's going to be played by actress Maya Kalua. Hopefully I said that right. And I didn't notice this. People had to tell me in the TikTok I made because I missed it. But if you see in the little passenger seat, they also got Lilo's doll right. So I think the doll's name is Scrump. I think Scrump is what people were telling me. And I was like, okay, that's a nice little detail they added on in there. And Lilo's also wearing her iconic red shirt right there. They decided to give her overalls. I was like, all right, that's a nice touch. So look, it's all happening there. Now, the last big thing we heard with this Lilo and Stitch movie is that it was going to Disney Plus, right? That was the plan, and honestly, that like already broke my heart because I was like, oh, dude, going to Disney Plus. There, aside from the Pixar movies that should never have gone straight to Disney Plus, every straight to Disney Plus movie has not been great. You know, you got Home Sweet Home Alone. The Lady and the Tramp movie was cute, but it felt low budget. It felt like those Air Buddies spin-off sequels. You remember those? Those Air Buddy movies? But Lady and the Tramp was cute though. But everything else I've seen movie-wise that went straight to Disney Plus was not a fan of. So when I heard that for this movie, I was like, oh, dude. They ruined it. It's not going to be good. They'll have the money pumped in, but it's probably not good enough. Then, recently, just a few months ago, in fact, when they were having the earnings call a couple of weeks back, there's reports coming out that Disney's actually looking to make this to go straight to theaters. And this is part of their new change where it's quality over quantity. And you know, at first I was like, oh, really? But it makes sense when you think about the Moana situation. Remember, we got announced Moana 2, but that's because that was going to be a Disney Plus show. And then they were like, nah, let's make this a movie. And that's why we have Moana 2 coming out now instead of the Disney Plus show. So this makes sense to me too, is Disney is now banking in more on their properties, on their IPs, and treating them like the big movies they are, especially since they spend big movie money on these things. Like, just because it was going to go to Disney Plus, I don't think it was going to look cheap. It was going to be an expensive movie. So that's good to know if it's going to go straight there. See, I'm already seeing some people say like it's probably gonna be a flop. It's gonna suck. Like, see here, it's probably gonna flop. Who knows, man? It's definitely like up and down. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Like, I'm just basing off this image. I think Stitch looks great, and I'm looking forward to it because, like, think of the opening scene of Lilo and Stitch. Let me see if I can pull that up. Lilo and Stitch opening. I think just like that alone in live action would look so cool, right? Is like here you have all the aliens and the guy who did all the science experiments, and then you have Stitch escaping. I don't know if this part plays. No, it doesn't play the escape, but like Stitch escaping and blasting off and getting onto his ship and all that. Like in live action, that's just gonna look dope. And that's kind of the things I'm like, that's a part of it where it does get me excited. But for all we know, yeah, it could be very bad. Disney has not done the best job sometimes with these live action adaptations, or they just add nothing new and it's just what you've already seen just in live action form. And with the thing they're doing with Moana, because Moana is going live action, people already started going, dang, there's going to come a day where we get live action Toy Story. We're going to get live action Monsters, Inc. And unfortunately, that's just going to be the case. 5 years from now, live action Toy Story, live action Monsters, Inc. And it just feels a little unnecessary. But yeah, they about to butcher my boy. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. But so far, I like the way Stitch looks. I think they did a good job. And hopefully the movie is good. I'm just finally glad I don't have to worry about this being an ugly Sonic situation. Because, like, even the first Sonic prop, let me see. Sonic movie 1 stand-in. Even the stand-in looks scary, buddy. Let's see it. Sonic movie. Yeah, look at that. Like, even the stand-in was scary looking. I was like, oh, jeez. Dude, like, that'd be something in your nightmares. Imagine that thing coming and walking up to you. So that's why I'm saying, although he's still going to be CGI in the movie, this is the exact design they're going with. Because, look, that's a pretty accurate design of what we got the first time around before they redesigned it. So I think it's safe to say they nailed it and it'll be good. So hopefully this turns out good. But yeah, there you go. Live action Lilo and Stitch, my friends. Let's hope that turns out well. Okay. Let's see now. What's the next thing on our agenda here you guys want to discuss? Let me go into the chatty chat. Stitch popcorn bucket. Oh, hey, speaking of popcorn buckets, while you guys spam in the chat what you want me to talk about next, did you guys see my TikTok? I posted it also on YouTube Shorts. I got the bucket. The bucket. I can make out with Slimer. It's cool. Oh, this popcorn bucket's awesome, man. I love the look. I just wish they made it glow in the dark, I like the little squeezy effect. Look at all this detail. Like, why do they put this much detail in popcorn buckets now? So unnecessary, but yet so awesome. I know the part you want to see the most. It's right there for you, buddy. It's the recoil is crazy. The recoil is crazy. All right, let's go in. All right, well, the number one thing people want to talk about now is Spider-Man. Oh, shoot, sorry. Almost did. Spider-Man 4 is the number one thing y'all want to talk about, so let's get into that. All right. Let's jump into it here. My bad. All right, so we have been getting small little updates on Spider-Man every now and then, and as a big Spider-Man fan, I need to know what's going on with this movie. Even with what just happened with Madam Web, I need my update, right? So I was looking into this account, Can We Get Toast, which right now is still one of the more reliable accounts of scoopers and people and whatnot. And the other day they were teasing something for Spider-Man. Let me see here. Oh, where is it? They said this. They said, sources have said that the behind the scenes of Spider-Man 4 isn't looking so hot. And it's like, oh, we had heard about that. We heard that Sony and Marvel right now, and there's more to the story than just this. We had heard that Sony and Marvel right now are kind of arguing on what to do with Spider-Man 4. Marvel apparently wants to go the street level grounded route where they have like Kingpin as the main bad guy, Daredevil will show up, and Spider-Man is kind of alone and he faces Scorpion, and Kingpin will like outlaw superheroes in New York, so then he hires like people to go after them, mercenaries and whatnot, and that's where Scorpion and other people could come in. It sounds like actually a really great idea and back to kind of a small scale, and then they can build up to something bigger. Sony, on the other hand, is like, we just made a Billy with the multiverse story, Toby and Andrew. We'd like a Billy again, okay? We don't want to risk going small scale when we just went big time. And even though I would love to see Toby and Andrew again, I do think that's a mistake. So then they came out with the update here. And then here we go. Let's see. See if I can find things. Okay. So somebody got the scoop from them. So again, crediting Can We Get Toast, they said here, Sony is trying to make Marvel Studios rush Spider-Man 4 and make it ready for 2025. But since 2025 is already so crowded, Marvel wants to take its time and release it in 2026 before Avengers Kang Dynasty. So that's the thing right now. Marvel is like, Sony right now is like rushing to want to get this movie out to the people and get it made and meet that 2025 release date. 2025 is already insanely packed, my friends. Okay, not only do we have the new Jurassic Park movie, we have Superman Legacy, we have the Fantastic Four, we have Batman Part 2, we have Beyond the Spider-Verse. Like, Jordan Peele's new movie just got announced to be 2025. 2025 is looking to be an awesome year for movies. Add in Spider-Man 4, now we're talking crowded. Now we're going back to what was the problem, I think, last year, where a lot of movies were flopping because it's like, well, not everybody has money to go to see these 3, 4 new movies every month. And so a lot of them kind of underperformed and whatnot. Like, I'm scared for Superman Legacy. That's like flopped right in between a new Jurassic Park movie and the Fantastic Four. It's like, I really hope Superman Legacy doesn't drown in all that. And yeah, but it's like, Sony, what are you doing? For the longest time, people would always say Marvel should own the Spider-Man rights. Marvel should just have all the Spider-Man. I've seen what they've done with Spider-Man, and while I like Tom Holland, I like the Tobey movies. I enjoy the Andrew movies. I feel like Sony can do something. Like, look at the Spider-Verse movies. They'll look really good. But lately, they've been making the strangest decisions with both Spider-Man and their spin-off universe, like El Muerto, and we just saw what happened with Madam Web. Like, what is happening at Sony that their brains are cooked right now and don't realize that they're making the wrong choices here? And so that's kind of the update we have right now. It's just still up in the air what's going to happen with this movie. What's it going to end up being? Who's going to be the villain? Like, because again, you have to remember now that they're going with a new trilogy. Because once you're going on to this fourth movie, you're going to want to do 5 and 6, and I think probably Tom will retire after 6, and then we'll be on to the next reboot or the next Spider Person. But it's like, it's smart to go back to basics a little bit. You just had No Way Home. It's really hard to top No Way Home. Although that movie, has maybe a little bit of writing issues or pacing, like, it's still a really special, nice movie for bringing in all the Spider people, being a celebration of all the Spider movies that we've seen before. You can't just try and do that again and bring them in and have some big grand story. Like, it cannot be an event every time. Going small scale is the smart way to go, even if you're not going to make as much money in No Way Home. Because I want to see the Scorpion. I want to see Tom Holland shine without the other Spider people that being there. And Amy Pascal recently said, let me see if I can find that article. Sony to Miles. Let me see if I can. They were recently talking about, I think Amy Pascal, who's one of the heads at Sony, was asked like if they will make a Miles Morales movie. And then they said, no, we still want to do 2 more. Yes, he said that Sony's Amy Pascal says someday to making a live action Miles Morales, not until we make 2 more movies. And then it was later clarified by 2 more movies, they mean beyond the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Man 4. And I feel like that is the next big step, right? I feel like that's what Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies are going to lead into. And there's already a lot of theories about that and speculation, like where Spider-Man moved into at the end of No Way Home. It said that Miles Morales lives in that same building. They introduced Feast and that shelter that Aunt May worked at. He'll be working there. I think if they build it up 3 movies to where Tom Holland's Spider-Man passes the torch to Miles, then that could lead us into Miles being the main Spider-Man in the MCU for a little bit. And then we eventually get the reboot with Peter Parker again or whatnot. I don't know, but like having this new trilogy build to Miles to take over the reins and then give Miles his own standalone live action trilogy, I think would be the smartest way to go with it, in my opinion here. Because, Tom Holland can always be doing these movies, and we've already had several actors pass on that torch. So let's see here what some of you guys are saying. I want live action Miles that's exactly like the one in the games. Keep his love interest looking the same too. Get an actual black Hispanic too. I mean, yeah, that's a must. It's always hard because like the black part of Miles is also very important, but I also don't want to forget the Puerto Rican Hispanic side, and I hope they do that blend well. Because it's always funny to me when I hear Miles's version talk Spanish, whether it's in the animated Spider-Verse movies or in the video game, because it's clearly an actor learning Spanish secondhand, and it would just be nice to have like someone a little bit more fluent, que cuando hablan español se siente como si saben el español, like I just did. See right there? Doesn't look like I took high school Spanish, right? No, that comes straight from my mama hitting me with chanclas. I know the Spanish, all right? So that's kind of what we got going on, man. And it's just still a little sad and depressing with this, because it's like, I just want Spider-Man to succeed. I want things to be good, The reason I get so angry and flustered in my like spoiler reviews for Morbius and Madam Web is because it's like, I love Spider-Man so much, Sony. Why are you abusing my love of this character and having me watch these movies for the tiniest connections? I should learn by now. But I'm going to be parked right there for Kraven the Hunter and Venom 3. I'll be like, all right, what you got for me? Can't be any worse now. Oh, yeah. Let me see what else you guys are saying here. W. Sony being Sony. Yeah. Uh, it's very hard to find a mixed actor to play Miles nowadays, though. Yeah, probably. I'm sure if they did the search, though, like Spider-Man, though, is one of those roles where you should probably cast an unknown. Like, think about it this way. Tom Holland was essentially an unknown when he got cast. He's been in a few movie roles, but he was almost a nobody that people knew. Andrew Garfield, same way. I don't know about Toby before. Maybe Toby was popular. I was a kid. I didn't know what he was like then, but I remember Andrew and Tom were essentially unknowns. People that like they did one or two movies, but no one really knew them. Once you get that role, you're a superstar status. So I think doing that search and trying to find that actor out there and then giving them that star is a big deal. Is a big deal. But yeah. All right, let's see here. What else we want to talk about? Okay, we could jump on to the Noir TV series. All right, let's jump in now since we just talked Spider-Man into the Spider-Man TV show because we got an update about that. So, along with this, last night out of nowhere, we got an update to the two upcoming Spider-Man live-action shows. Now, these were announced and they're coming out with Amazon. I think even Chris Lord and Phil Miller. However you say the names, Lord and Chris Miller were also attached to this. But the thing that surprised me was this. So it came out of nowhere, and this is all coming from the Angler, which has gotten stuff right, an actual reputable news station, where they let us know Nicolas Cage is in talks to return for a live-action Spider-Man Noir series. Just when I thought Sony had lost their marbles, they went crazy, they did the dumbest thing possible. They do things like this, and I go, all right, Sony, you cooked. You have me. Hook, line, and sinker. Like, this would be awesome. Look, the chat is going crazy for Nicolas Cage. 1,000% on board. W. Yes, boys. W. Let's go. Yeah, like, this is just perfect. It works so well. And, my thing is, nothing against Madam Web, Morbius, even El Muerto. But to me, every time those movies were announced, I just befuddled. I was like, why? Sony, you literally have such interesting spider people in your movies. You're showing them off in your animated series Across and Beyond and Into the Spider-Verse. So you already have people kind of familiar with them. If you did your own solo-focused movie on these people in their world, brilliant. I'm sure the Spider-Man Noir probably works better as a TV series and you can do a lot more interesting things. Spider-Man Noir movie could genuinely be big. Like, the world they create with Spider-Man Noir has so much potential. Like, not only just in a visual standpoint, because it's supposed to be kind of like in this Prohibition type era, black and white. It's also like basically rated R Spider-Man. Like, dude's using guns, killing, bloody, and it has kind of like this detective vibe where he's trying to figure out. So like, Noir could be so awesome as a freaking movie. I don't want to say like Sin City, because I don't remember how good or bad those movies were, but like even something like that kind of vibe and stylized would be so awesome. Just setting in his world, giving us his origin, a simple mission. This movie would do not only so much better than like a Madam Web or Morbius, I think it's something Spider-Man fans would genuinely get excited about. I know there was people excited when they heard Morbius was getting a movie, but I think this is the stuff they should focus on. A live-action Spider-Man Noir, live-action Spider-Man 2099, live-action Spider-Gwen movie. Like, those would actually be the things in their universe, fleshing them out, that would be so much better, right? So, Nicolas Cage as it's great, that... it could be a Mandalorian thing, too, where the entirety of the show, he has, like, the mask on and is just writing like that. And Nicolas Cage lends his voice, especially, like, when it comes to the action scenes. But even just him showing off and being a version... what's Spider-Man Noir's name? I think he's a version of Peter Parker, right? But, like, it's a different way. Let's see. I got to brush up on my Noir. Yeah, it's Peter Parker. Yeah, I knew it was Peter Parker. So yeah, like, it's just a darker version of Peter Parker and whatnot. Like, they would be so cool. And Nicolas Cage, like, already hams it up. He's got that acting range. It wouldn't be... I don't think he would be the exact Spider-Man Noir that he is in the animated show, because that's kind of like a censored down, family friendly, I wouldn't say dumbed down version, but he plays it funny, So doing him, this would be so awesome. So that got me hyped and got me thinking, yes, please give that to me. That would solve so many issues with Sony right now. I'm just surprised like Amazon is doing it. I'm surprised Disney Plus didn't hop onto them and be like, "Yo, make this for ours." But if it's Amazon, they've been nailing it. Whether it's The Boys, Invincible, I'm even checking out Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover, and that show's actually surprisingly good. I thought that thing was going to be bad. That's surprisingly good. So this could be great, especially if they make it a little bit more mature theme like they should. But then, along with this good news, we got some rather odd or weird news. Now, I think a bunch of weirdos are going to take this as great news, but I'm not so sure. Along with that, it was also revealed that the writer's room for Silk has been scrapped, except for showrunner Angela Kang. The show will have a creative overhaul and refocused on a male more on a male skewing audience. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean or why that's the case. Like, this is so odd. And this is where we live in one of those times where there's dumb people out there that genuinely think whenever it comes time to make a show or a movie, there's a group of people that sit down and go, how woke can we make this to piss off the people? Never the case. Okay? I think the first priority should always be, how do we make this good? And if for some reason, when they were making the Silk show, they thought it was too girl-centric, which I don't even know what that means. What is too girl-centric when your main character is a girl? So there's obviously going to be female issues in here. Like, what does it mean when it says it's being refocused for a man? Oh, so just more butt shots, more boob shots? She's going to be real sexy now? Like, what's that? Is that really what we want? Why not just, it's going to be refocused to be good? Like that's what it should be. So that's like a really strange statement, and I have no idea like what that even could mean. Jennifer's body situation, like, but see, like, even Jennifer's body is beloved and appreciated, but probably like She-Hulk, I think just focused a little bit too much on the haters when it should have focused on its fun story. I enjoy moments of She-Hulk, but I understand why people don't like it, and that's always also because I've always liked She-Hulk. It's webbing time. But yeah, I don't know. So that's just strange. We'll see how that comes out. At least they kept the showrunner. But I mean, that might excite some of the peoples who use the word woke unironically, which I think is so annoying. But it's like, what does that actually mean? Like, more male skewing audience? If they just mean they're gonna add more action and make it more like just explosions and stuff, which I would think is kind of like a male thing, I'm like, then that's fine. But if you're making it more booby shots and things like that, that's I don't know. That's just weird. That's just weird. So that's kind of what we got going on right now in the Spider-Man TV show world. Like I said, I'm more excited for the Noir news. I hope that ends up happening. I want Silk also to do good. I've never read up on Silk too much. I don't know too much about her, but as a Spider-Man fan and being in the community, she's always been brought up, and she's always someone that people are like, oh, she's fascinating, she's cool, there could be a lot of potential there, and they're even bringing Silk into the video game. By the time we get Spider-Man 3 on the PS6 or whatever it is, Silk is going to be a character in there because she's teased at the end. I guess spoilers if you don't know. So she's about to have her renaissance. She's about to have her big explosion where she becomes more mainstream. This show could either help or ruin that, But like I said, I have kind of faith in Amazon. Hopefully they do it right, but that's just a weird description to me. All right. Okay. Let's see. What else you guys want to talk about here? We can talk about anything. What else did I have in there? Spoiling. Hey, I'm sorry. The game's been out for a while, my friend. You should know this. It's not the biggest surprise of the game, though. I'll tell you that. All right. Someone wants me. I think I just saw it. Let's see. Can you do X-Men 97? Oh, I can do them. I'm going to do them all day, baby. X-Men 97. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I didn't talk about it here. If I'm being honest with you, just the only reason I didn't is because I actually really want to catch up on the cartoon show. Because I just remember watching bits and pieces when I was a kid. So I don't know the full storyline. Like, but when it was announced and they said Magneto was gonna be like the leader or one of the head of the X-Men, I was like, that's weird. But then all y'all were like, well, it's because Xavier died and this and that, Chris. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. But okay, there's been a lot of controversy going on with this. Let me just, yeah, there we go. And it was because a photo of it leaked ahead of time, right? And everybody was like, oh, this janky, weird, what if 3D art, it looks dumb. And even myself, I was like, doesn't look the best compared to like the old art style. But now actually having seen this trailer and what they're gonna end up looking like, I am a big fan of the look of the show. I don't think it looks weird at all. The blend of like 2D with this 3D animation, I think actually looks badass. I'm really hoping Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the show they're also coming out with, kind of goes with this style animation that yes has like a 3D pop to it, but is complemented with 2D art. This to me looks really cool. Now, I'm hoping also the storyline is good because it's supposed to be what is this also 6 episodes or 8 episodes? I think it's 8 episodes. Um, but man, this looks awesome. This makes me want to really brush up. And this moment's so cool. Gambit powering up freaking Wolverine's gauntlets. Remember, Gambit has the power to give things kinetic energy. So once Wolverine smacks somebody, that thing's exploding on him. That looks cool. Also, definitely the thing I'm loving the most about this, Cyclops looks to be the leader. And that's always been like the thing I want most from the X-Men. To me, Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. I know there's Charles Xavier, or even sometimes Storm is the leader of the X-Men. I love Scott Summers being the Captain America, the Boy Scout of the X-Men. He's such a badass. And I always felt like in the Fox movies, they made him a little bit of a dick. Because he was just interested in getting with Jean Grey, and Wolverine was the center of attention a lot, so they were always bickering back and forth. But I was like, dude, he's better than that. He's a leader. He cares about his team and whatnot. And I do like this scene where you see them all in like their freaking gym clothes, like if they were training. Also, Jean's pregnant. So is that little baby Cable in there? That'd be crazy. They could do an episode with Cable comes in. All that. That's probably already an episode, honestly. But yeah, other than that, I saw other people complaining about this character in the back. I forget his name, but he's supposed to have like shape-shifting powers. And they revealed he's non-binary. And it made a lot of people again do that whole, oh, they went woke, they added politics. You forget why the X-Men were created, baby. Like literally, it's a joke in Deadpool 2. If you go back and watch Deadpool 2, he makes a joke. He's like, the X-Men are here, you know. It's a metaphor for racism in the 50s or whatever. The X-Men were created as a political statement. Politics and things like those are... X-Men technically have always been work. Reminder, the word woke is not always negative. Just these YouTubers and weirdos have turned the word negative, and it secretly just means I'm racist, misogynist, and I hate people who don't look like me. That's literally what woke means to these YouTubers. Woke is supposed to be the idea to think ahead, to be progressive, to challenge the mind. It's not a negative thought, and that's what the X-Men were. They're mutants. So they were one type of person, and then there's regular people, and the regular people hate the mutants, and the mutants are trying to fight for their rights, and then there's people like Magneto, who are trying to like, yeah, we're mutants, but we're superior, we should take over these, like, it's literally all like a civil rights metaphor. So it's so odd to me that people are mad that the X-Men continue to be what they have always been, pushing the envelope, getting progressive, and things like that. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, and that's why I hate those woke YouTube channels. I've been getting comments where it's like, Chris, you need to stop talking about that, okay? It's getting annoying. It's like, dude, if you're a fan of those people, just go watch them. Like I have nothing to provide for you then if you think that's actual genuine criticism. Like even with my review of Madam Web, people were like, yeah, I knew it, Chris. This was woke female trash. It's like, no, I saw a female reviewer who did a great review where she's like, Madam Web is the opposite of feminism. Like, they do nothing to empower women in there or anything like that. It's just a bad movie. And you can literally critique things as bad without having to bring up those words. Sorry, I know you guys don't like it when I go on that rant, but it starts to piss me off when I think about it. That's right, there's me angry. Back to silly me. Anyways, there was also a Spider-Man Easter egg right here, right? So it says, is Spider-Man a mutant? Spider-Man has sometimes joined the X-Men. I think that's cool. I think there's also an Eddie Brock Easter egg there. Who knows if they'll cross over? It'd be cool if they made... I don't think they'd make Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man into the X-Men world. I think that maybe wouldn't make sense. But it's just cool that that Spider-Man is mentioned in there. He's had his one-on-ones with the mutants before, and yeah, he's been considered a mutant at times just because he doesn't want to give up how his origin was. So that's cool. They threw in that reference. Might just be a little Easter egg, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm curious how it's going to be digestible to people who hadn't kept up, because they make it very obvious at the beginning. It's like, no, we're continuing on from the end of the show. We're gonna follow up the story, dude. If they did this with Spectacular Spider-Man, I would be so happy. please do this with Spectacular Spider-Man. I want that story continued. It'd be so awesome. But if not, yeah, definitely have my approval. I think this is awesome. Yeah. Okay. What else you guys want to hear me talk about? What else could we discuss here? Throw in your suggestions and we pop into it next. You guys want me to talk about that? I feel like that's just another controversial thing, man, because it is interesting. I'll bring it up for a little bit. So we did get some first looks at the upcoming Michael Jackson movie, and like I said, it's controversial because there's been controversy with Michael Jackson. I will just say, as a kid, I had my little obsessed with Michael Jackson phase. I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. I thought he was just such the coolest dancer, coolest singer, and I was also fascinated by Michael Jackson's star power, if that makes sense. Because Michael Jackson was one of those rare celebrities, dude, where you would watch videos of people who meet Michael Jackson and people would just start crying, fainting, like he was a god to some people. And like I was just so blown away by that idea that someone can get that famous. Everybody in the world, regardless of what language you spoke or whatever, they just loved him. And so like that was always fascinating, even more his upbringing. So I'm definitely curious to check out this movie. And here you have the first look photo of I think it's his nephew, Jafar Jackson, who's going to be playing Michael Jackson in the movie. And yeah, dude, that looks straight up like Michael Jackson. That's a pretty good look alike. And I've seen his dancing. I'm sure his voice is going to match pretty well as well. This right here, they have the dad. That's the part of the movie I'm so curious about. Because as a kid, it was so sad hearing the story of Michael Jackson. His dad was very abusive. Was like, I remember he would tell stories that like they would be rehearsing because he was part of a dance group as a family, the Jackson 5. And when they would rehearse, his dad would just sit there with a belt in his hand watching them. And as soon as any one of them made a mistake, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, that's why he became a perfectionist and did all that. But that's also why he was traumatized and was obsessed with reliving his childhood. That's where it all comes into, because he was famous since he was a kid. So he didn't get to have a childhood. He didn't get to have any of that. And that's why he had like his own theme park and was always wanting to play with other kids. And then, you get to the controversies involving kids. And I'm so curious how the movie's going to handle that, because that's such an iffy topic. Obviously, I think because it's his family making this movie, they're going to kind of breeze by it and look on the more innocent side, obviously, because but if they really lean into it or make it ambiguous where it's like, here's what we know, it's up to you to decide, that'll be interesting. So yeah, I'm curious about this movie, man. I hope it does good. I'm honestly so curious how they're gonna make it when Michael Jackson got really white, when he also got the plastic surgery done in his nose and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be an interesting freaking movie. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. All right, let's see here what we got. There's some more stuff I wanted to talk about here, but I'm trying to think of. I had some more things. Let me see. Like I am excited for the Chucky TV series, but all we really got was just finally the release date, right? Was let's see here, Chucky. It was April 10th is when the show comes out, and that's really all I got to say about it. Like, I'm excited. I want to see it finish. I'm excited to see Old Man Chucky, and they're gonna bring Brad Dourif into the show and whatnot. Like, yeah, I'm hyped for that. I just I don't think there's any more to talk about other than that. I'm just curious what happens after the season's over. Are they gonna go with season 4, or are they gonna make a movie? I feel like this might be the last season. Just end it off on 3. And then go back to making movies. I want another Chucky movie, man. It's been too long, especially since Megan's out there killing it. I need Chucky back, boy. I need him back. But yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. Cobra Kai. Yeah, Cobra Kai, we just know the when that was coming back. Let's see here. I'm still excited for the final season. Let's see. Joker 2. The only update with Joker 2 that I did see that was worth talking about is it looks like it's not going to be a musical, which is a good thing, because so many people were saying they weren't going to watch Joker 2 because it was a musical. And so here we got some first looks during Valentine's Day. looking Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga looking nice. Very excited for how that goes. But the cinematographer, which I believe was the one that said it, yeah, new look at Joker 2. Also, the cinematographer Lauren Scher says Joker 2 is not a musical. That is probably going to make so many freaking people happy. I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten over ever since Joker 2 was announced where people's like, yeah, I was going to see it, but it's a musical, so I don't want to. It's kind of lame. I don't think that's awesome. I was like, it's different. I was so excited for it, but now that I know it's not a musical, well, that's going to make so many more people happy. He just said that it's just going to have music in it, but it's not really a musical where like people all of a sudden jump up and have a choreographed dance and do a song. So it looks like there's just going to be more scenes like the stairs scene from the first Joker where he's just like, hey, you know, that scene looks like there's just going to be a lot more of like just Joker and Harley dancing to music, but it's not really a musical. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's going to make it so much better for a lot of people. So we'll see how that movie turns out, though. I can't wait to see the trailer for Joker 2. That's going to be nice. So that was the update with Joker 2. Batman Brave and the Bold. There was a rumor going around that Andy Muschietti, who directed The Flash, is no longer going to do Batman Brave and the Bold. Let me see if I can spell his name right. I'm going to have to Google it. I don't know how to spell Andy Muschietti. Andy Muschietti. Muschietti. Okay. There was a rumor going around that he was going to be fired from freaking Batman Brave and the Bold, so we'll talk about that here in a sec. There was a, let's see here. Oh, here is it. Yeah, here it is. I'll translate it in English. So there was this account, a DC news account, that was saying here, rumor on the hype mic with, oh yeah, because it was coming from Roca. Sorry, Roca. It was a podcast where they've been scooping up some news lately. Some stuff has been correct, some stuff is wrong, but they were saying on this Scooper podcast that Andy Muschietti is out from directing Batman Brave and the Bold. Jeff Snyder said he also thinks the same, treated as a rumor. And that's sad. People have been saying he's no longer going to direct Batman Brave and the Bold ever since what happened with The Flash. One, not only because there was a lot of people that didn't end up liking it, even though I think it's a fine, enjoyable movie, but I understand with all the controversies in Ezra Miller, no point defending that movie. And also, it was one of the biggest flops of DC. That movie flopped big time, unfortunately, and it lost the studio a lot of money. And so they were like, well, looks like he might not be directing it. But then, thanks to DC Films News, I think it was, they posted it, they literally just showed the photo of Andy Muschietti's parking spot and his Batmobile at DC Studios, looking like, no, the man is still very much directing and making Batman Brave and the Bold. And we'll see how that turns out. I liked the way he directed Batman in the Flash movie, whether it was Michael Keaton or even the Ben Affleck scenes, whether it was also the action or the actual dialogue of him. I feel like he definitely can do a good job with it. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping he doesn't use as much crazy CGI as he did with the Flash and take some interesting liberties with the CGI when like Henry Cavill was like the clay looking face and all that stuff. But yeah, looks like that's the only update right now with Brave and the Bold, is he's still very much directing it, but there was a rumor going around that he was fired. You know, it's just a lot of DC hating lately, unfortunately, but hopefully they prove everybody wrong. See. No Godzilla X Kong news just yet, other than that awesome trailer. It's fantastic. See what else? I felt like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it. All right, let me go into some of these super chats real quick. Some of these super chats, and then we'll go into more stuff. All right. So we got here. What is your opinion on the Deadpool video game? It is a fun game. I like it a lot. I think it's ahead of its time. I feel like not enough people talk about that Deadpool video game and what it did. It came out before the movie, I think, right? And, you know, it was just the comic book fans that knew Deadpool. But I think it was great. I think it did a lot of stuff. If it would have came out today, I think it would have been a lot more mainstream and heard of. But I like it. I like it. Chris, if you can make any video game or movie happen, which one would it be? Well, obviously I want a Superman game. That's the one I want. Movie. Juice. I mean, I'm trying to. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street movie's more what I want right now. A new Nightmare on Elm Street, baby. Sorry about that. I yeeted myself out of the live by accident. I hit the exit button. My bad, my bad, my bad. Let me go ahead and add that back on. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Let's go. Uh, Chris, been here since 2022. Your movie news guy. I feel like I'm on an island, liking Madam Web. I get the problems, but I love the characters, not the villain though. I remember watching Spider-Man 1994 TV series and never liking. Madam Web in the show, I think Dakota Johnson was very unlikable in the beginning and genuinely caring for the girls. I love the moments between the four. I loved how teaching CPR was a great comment. You know, with that, let's go ahead and do that. That's something I kind of wanted to do. Let's look at positive reviews for Madam Web because I'm genuinely curious. Should we go to Rotten Tomatoes? I hope it's not like all freaking fake. Oh, jeez. Just Rotten Tomatoes. Let's search that. Let's get that out of here. And let's see. Let's read these positive reviews, okay? Let's not all be negative. Let's see what genuine people are thinking of Madam Web and see if we can get into their mindset and what they thought of. I hope it's very specific stuff, though. Okay, so right now, rocking a 13%. It's lower than Morbius is. So right now, Madam Web in Rotten Tomatoes is worse. So that's crazy. Okay, 54% in audience. I think even Morbius has a positive audience score. Jesus. Freaking friend over here trying to have me play Fortnite with him. Okay. Okay. I think Morbius is 71. At least Morbius got some people going like, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go into Madam Web. All right. Hang on 1 second. All right. So here we have them. All right. Hold on. Verified audience. So for the verified audience, it says that this is supposed to be people that actually saw the movie. Let's look for 4 stars and above. So right here, we already got one. Let's see. All right. Let me open this up a little wider. Okay. Kept you going the whole movie. You get the backstory, the beginning to the superhero as the story goes to get you geared up for more. We need some chat GPT detection here because I'm not sure a human being wrote that, but all right. It gets you geared up for more. If that's a good review, all right. Really liked the storyline and female characters. Villain needed more backstory. Overall liked it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see here. What was it? What's it? It wasn't great, but a nice enough movie. A lot of unanswered questions. Didn't really like the ending and didn't fully explain either. 3.5 stars. Some of the people I think are a little too nice. Some of the people I think are definitely over here just they don't want to be mean to a movie, and I understand that. I was getting some of those comments in my spoiler and review where it's like, Chris, you're rude. This movie's actually nice. It's decent. Yeah, it's not great, but it's all right. Let's save those kind of reviews for like the Marvels, Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, where it's like, now that you've seen Madam Web, there's no way you can call Marvels and Quantumania the worst comic book movie or actually bad. Those movies are literally the definition of just average. They're mid, they're fine. Those are the movies that deserve kind of like the, yeah, it wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. I don't feel that way with Madam Web, unfortunately. Give me like a 5-star review, man. I want some juicy explaining. Okay. Here we go. The movie was good. It's not the worst movie as people have been saying. It needed more action, but overall, it was a good movie. It definitely needed more action. I don't know if it deserved 5 stars, my friend. You know, maybe that's just how some people are. Where it's like, if I like it, 5 stars. If I hate it, 1 star. That might actually be the best use of your time there. Maybe the letterbox reviews will be more freaking... This one's a nice, juicy one. Madam Web is large and convoluted character in the comics. She has so much potential that it would be nearly impossible to make a perfect movie about her. That said, the big letdown in this movie isn't the ladies, it's the guys. Oh, jeez. Zach Scott and Tara Raim gave lukewarm performances at best. Celeste O'Connor was a badass that I couldn't look away from, enjoy the movie, and the talented beauties that populate. You know, Celeste O'Connor did pretty good. Yeah. I do feel bad for the main villain, though. That guy, like, he just didn't get a lot done. I really like this movie. I have not spent a lot of time on the Marvel movies, but this being a female-led, I thought I would try one. I look forward to the future Madam Web movies as well. Do you have your username? Allison, I hate to tell you this, Allison. Ain't gonna be more Madam Web. That's all Madam Web you getting at, Allison. Sorry. Ain't gonna be more Madam Web. I will be shocked if Madam Web or these Spider Women ever show up, man. They wasted such great talent, man. I read that a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I love anything Marvel related. That's a happy person. I understand CVJ. I understand CVJ. I wish we could go back to those days. It really was good. Come on. Let's see. A CGI Fest week. Come on. Where's the good? That's such short. I feel like these people. I want your raw thoughts of why you thought this was awesome. I'm trying to look for a really good one here. Great movie, Spider-Man. Just come on, man. It's great. I want more detail. I'm gonna try one more right here. It's not much compared to the past Spider-Man movies. Just give me a reason to be in a 4DX theater. Guy just likes being in a theater. I get it, man. Being in a theater just feels so nice. It was good for exposition. Don't watch the movie to explain the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's also what was lacking, definitely, in Madam Web. Isn't like one of the whole point of her powers is she can connect to the multiverse. Like she can see all sorts of different factions of Spider-Man. Nowhere included in the movie. There was early rumors that when she gets her powers, she would see, like they would use old footage from like Tobey's movies, Andrews, Tom Holland, and you would just see like she's the web and all that. They completely got rid of her multiverse capabilities in this movie, and instead you can just multiply yourself and become a ghost spider and touch people. I don't know if that's really a great Madam Web power. The tiniest flaws, I doubt it. All right, so that's what we got going on right now. I wish these were more detailed, but it looks like people were like, I think this is just a troll review. Truly one of the movies of all time. Madam Web is a true masterpiece, dethrones Morbius as the worst Sonyverse film of all time. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Finally, some truth in these reviews. All right, let's keep moving on now. But I'm glad you liked it, man. There really is nothing. Thoughts on the Stuckman Madam Web video? I saw there was a lot of, again, I don't want to go too much on a tirade here, but I don't know if you guys saw, Chris Stuckman, as famously, he doesn't make negative reviews anymore on movies. If he sees a movie that's bad, just doesn't talk about it anymore, doesn't want to. And a large part of that is because he's now a filmmaker, he's having relationships in the industry, so it makes complete sense to me, and I understand and I respect Stuckman, I do, and I respect why he doesn't do it. So today, a video by Stuckman went viral, and it was, let's see here, Chris Stuckman, it was this video here, where somebody just put out the video where he's like, this isn't going to be a review to Madam Web. This is me talking about how I think studio meddling and executives ruin a filmmaker's vision for a movie. And I definitely do think that happened with Madam Web. Like, one thing I said in my review is I think all the actors in here are talented, from Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Celeste O'Connor, Adam Scott, Emma Roberts, talented people. CJ Clarkson, haven't seen much of that director, but I can tell you this was not her first vision. This was not what she intended. Dakota Johnson came out and said they made drastic changes to the movie. They butchered whatever film she was trying to make and messed up her vision for sure. So this person, 5,000 likes were saying he's so annoying for making this excuse of why he's not going to bash on the film and instead talk about the studio. You know what's interesting? User like this is exactly the type of people I'm talking about. Because look at this person's YouTube channel. Oh, just talking about using AI art for thumbnails, one thing. And then it's just nothing but rage bait. Oh, typical Amber Heard angry face there. And it's stuff that's like is brain rot on YouTube, in my opinion. Like you can make a negative She-Hulk review without having to bring in the words woke or things like that. Like literally, look at that thumbnail and things like that. It's brain rot. It's people like this of why I wish Chris Stuckman was still making negative reviews on YouTube, because there's a way to critique things negatively without having to do all that. So my thoughts is it was a good video of his. He did a good job critiquing of like what the actual problem of Madam Web is, and that's Sony and these executives trying to just milk the Spider-Man brand in the wrong ways possible, ruin a director's vision. There's talks that, some of these actors and people were tricked into joining the MCU. So like here, let's see here. Dakota Johnson tricked. And I feel like that is what Sony is doing. There's an article here, and it says here, let me see if I can find the exact, okay. What it says, this led the conclusion that she must have been tricked into thinking she was joining the obvious pinnacle of filmmaking, the MCU, and not, heaven forbid, a Sony Spider-Man film. Whenever Dakota Johnson got the job, she tagged Marvel Studios on the announcement, like, oh, I'm so thankful to be joining the Marvel family and doing all this. She also said in another interview, she talked with Elizabeth Olsen, the actress who plays Scarlet Witch. She's like, what do you think about this? Is this a good idea? And she gave her a blessing. I think Sony is literally tricking these talented people into joining the Sony spin-off universe, telling them, we're technically in the MCU. Our Venom guy, he showed up in Spider-Man No Way Home, and that's part of the MCU. So if you do this, you'll be in the MCU. That's why we heard whenever the first trailer for Madam Web came out, she fired her talent agency because she's like, you tricked me into joining the wrong universe, buddy. There's definitely something like that going on, man. And they're going to keep doing it. Bad Bunny, I bet you Bad Bunny, when he signed on, he thought he was going to be in the MCU with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, Captain America. Like, oh, I'm not? I'm in a totally different world? This has nothing to do with that? Oh, jeez. I can't imagine what other movie they're making right now that we don't know about, that they haven't announced yet, where they have tricked some talented actor to join their movie and telling them, you're part of the MCU, go tell everybody. So, yeah, that's why I blame more Sony with Madam Web than I do the actual director and creatives involved. Because it looks like they were attempting to do something. Like, it's just the studio. You don't do that much ADR in a movie unless the studio is giving you notes about, you need to change this line, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, all of the villains' line were redubbed over. That's because they changed a lot in this movie that wasn't supposed to be, and that's not from the director. That's the studio telling you, you gotta fix this because we don't know what we just did here. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Chris, where's in a Violent Nature review? It hasn't come out yet. It was supposed, when we saw the release date for that, it was wrong. That Violent Nature is an upcoming movie where it's going to be like following from the killer's perspective. It's supposed to be like Friday the 13th inspired, where it's going to be taking place in the woods and all that. It's coming out on Shudder, but they got the release date wrong whenever I first talked about it. It said it was like coming out January 22nd. Didn't come out that day. It's coming out sometime later. So, haven't seen it yet. Not released yet, but I can't wait to see it though, because I like that idea of basically Friday the 13th, watching from the killer's perspective, and it's supposed to be very bloody. So that sounds fun. Madam Web is my favorite Spider-Man spin-off universe movie. I think their characters base the films and where they need to go with a lot of effort in the story. 1, Madam Web, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius. 4, Venom, Don't Hate. Oh, that's fine, man. That's a great list. For me, my favorite of them is so far Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And even then, I don't think it's that great of a film, but I like it because I finally got to see Carnage, Venom and Carnage fighting, that made the fanboy in me very happy. And even when Venom Let There Be Carnage pops on TV randomly, I'll sit down and watch it. And that's how I know, at least I would rewatch the first 2 Venom movies. I don't think I'm ever rewatching Madam Web and Morbius unless I have to for a video. Lilo and Stitch is the last movie that needs a live-action remake. I'd rather get a 3rd movie with the original cast. Yeah, I get you, buddy. A lot of these movies don't need the live-action remake. There's some of them where it's like, I thought they were going to do something cool, like with the live-action Hercules movie, based on the 90s Disney movie. I want that movie so bad, because I love that Hercules film. And even when they talked about it, they said that they would just take inspiration from it and that it wouldn't be a direct remake, which also got me excited, because it's like, if you're gonna do it, do something a little different or expand on the world. Don't just make the exact same movie in live action, because it just feels lazy. Prompt for y'all. You're an awesome, well-known director, and Marvel Studios approaches you to direct 2 movies. You can choose any 2 characters, but they can't be A-listers. Who you choosing and why? Okay, so you're an awesome, well-known director. Marvel approaches you to direct 2 movies. 2 movies. You can choose any 2 characters, but they can't be A-listers. Oh, can't be A-listers. Okay, sorry, not the actors A-listers. They can't be A-listers. Okay, who would I choose? For DC, I definitely want Plastic Man. And they are apparently working on that. If you don't know, I think Plastic Man, I don't think he's an A-lister. He could be. But Plastic Man is almost like Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four. But he was like a criminal turned good guy. There's a lot of heist involved. I love heist movies. I also think his power is funny. And he's a real comedic guy. I just remember seeing him in Brave and the Bold a lot, and I was like, this guy's cool. I would love a Plastic Man movie for DC. For Marvel, that's hard because Marvel has managed to make most of their characters now A-listers, right? So, like, who do I choose from, like, Marvel? Let me just see Marvel. Honestly, a Punisher movie. Is Punisher technically A-lister? I love the Punisher, man. I think a Punisher movie would be... But they've already done 2 Punisher movies. I like the original... what's his name? Oh, who's the actor that played the first Punisher? But that original Punisher movie, the live action one, I really like that movie. I think it's cool. And I think it's one of the best versions of the Punisher put on screen. I really like, oh, dude, I'm forgetting everybody's name, but I like this John Bernthal. There we go. I was gonna say call him Frank Castle because he is Frank Castle, but his version has been awesome, and he deserves a freaking movie, dude. He's awesome. So yeah, that'd probably be the ones. All right. Next up here. Hi, Chris. I love movies and your videos so much that I started my own Gyros Club at my school. Oh, nice, nice, buddy. Well, I hope you're having fun with that. It's always good to be in the clubs and schools. Oops, wrong club, wrong club. Adventure with Parker and Dado. No, thank you for support. Thank you for support. All right. What's your hope for FNAF 2? I really did love the first movie. You're my comfort YouTuber, by the way. Love you and Megamind. Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. My hopes for FNAF 2, honestly, I just want a little bit more horror. I want a little bit more kills. It's still going to be PG-13, and they're going to run with that. I guess I would just want the movement of the animatronics to be how do I say, a little bit more animated, like in terms of just more, not just so stoic and things like that. I love the Jim Henson Company and what they've done, but if they're going with the FNAF 2 stuff, I need them to do a little bit more, get more creative with it, more scares and thrills. But that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And also for the lore and things like that to be more digestible, so more general audiences can get into it. You know, I think it's still great that they made it for the video game audience, but I think FNAF can be really well more loved if it was more, you know, digestible for other people. But yeah, that's kind of what my hopes are. Hey 3C, if you could take one male female person from DC and one from Marvel to have a kid, who would you choose? Me crazy, Jane, and Legion. Oh, hang on, let me look up who Legion. Okay. So okay, I see what you mean. So if I'm doing this, I'm not doing it to be a pervert. I'm doing this and hoping I would create the ultimate super baby. So I'm going to do this with the mind that they're going to get both the power of the mom and dad into one, right? So, all right, you have one male and female person, DC and Marvel. Oh, dude, that's a toughie. See, like, it would be obvious to be like, oh, DC, then Superman. But then who would be the female in Marvel that he would have to mate with there? You see? You know what? No, because, that would be a superpowered being right there. No. I want something more. See, I'm seeing in the chat. Let me see what people are saying in the chat, because I'm trying to think in my mind. Some people are saying Batman and Widow. That you just created a regular person, buddy. You can literally make that baby right now with yourself. Yes, you would hope it has the mind of freaking Batman and the fighting abilities of Batman and Black Widow, but you still essentially just created another human being, right? That's really good, though. Superman and Thanos, that would be something. Let's see here. Let's see what other people are saying. Captain Marvel and Superman. See, yeah, it's good. Too similar. I want something of an exchange. Like, I immediately was thinking Supergirl and Wolverine, because in my mind, you would then have all the powers of Superman, And then you have the healing ability of Wolverine. So even if you do like the kryptonite or anything that like harms Superman, instant healing. You know, it's like the kryptonite probably wouldn't even hurt him. So that would like that was my thinking of like a super powered being, but I want something more of like a combined power there. Superman and Wanda. See, now that would be good because one of Superman's weaknesses is magic, right? So then if you make a Superman and Wanda baby, well then you have a superpowered person that also does magic. So then magic would no longer be one of his weaknesses, and only kryptonite would be. So that's a good combination. That's a good combination. I like that one right there. Okay. Let's see here. Wanda and Batman. People just want to put Batman together for his mind, for his intelligence there. Why not just Mega Mind? Yeah, Wanda and Batman could be cool. So many Superman, because he's just the go-to, right? He's just the go-to. Yeah, not a lot of Superman and Scarlet Witch. Deadshot and Bullseye. So you would just be deadly accurate then, right? You would just be, you would never miss nothing. You would just be... That's good, but it only takes one shot for someone to hit you and you're done, buddy. That's good, though. Just, you're extra accurate. How more accurate can you be if you're just accurate? The Flash and Scarlet Witch is an interesting combination. Cyclops. Now, see, this is like a cool one I'm thinking about. Cyclops and Wonder Woman. Yeah, because who wouldn't want Wonder Woman with also laser vision? I would also make her child be able to, like, not have to wear glasses, because Scott always has to wear either his visor or sunglasses, or else he's just constantly spewing red energy. I would make the son be able to turn it on and off, or the daughter. But that's pretty cool. And then they get the lasso of truth. So you could lasso of truth somebody and then laser eye them. So cool. So good. Spider-Man and Blue Beetle. That'd be cool. So you'd almost kind of like a Spider-Man 2099, right? So you'd have all the powers of Spider-Man, but then you'd have this high-tech alien aware that would enhance you even more. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. We've gotten some good ones. That's a great prompt. Thank you so much. Whoever sent that in, what was it? Yeah, thank you so much, Art the Clown. Appreciate you watching me. All right, Chris, I'm not sure if you know what VeggieTales are. I do know what VeggieTales are, but they're doing a third movie about Larry Boy. Do you think they'll do a popcorn bucket? I'm thinking they should do this Plunger's Ear. I do know VeggieTales. I don't think I ever watched the show. I just know of them. I don't know if they'll do a movie, my friend, because usually with popcorn buckets, they mass produce them. It costs money. So you want to do it for like the most popular or the most... the movies that have a fan base where it's known that people buy stuff. So that's why they did like for Barbie, Ghostbusters, like I just bought this one. Definitely. Ghostbuster fans are always buying Ghostbuster merchandise, and that's why they have this. And dude, this is just cool to have. Slimer eating a popcorn bucket. I don't know if they'd have a VeggieTales one, my friend, unfortunately. Hey Chris, what's up? What's up, buddy? Greetings from PR Puerto Rico. Hello. Hopefully that's where you're from. Jacob Brown just sends support. Thank you so much. Does Chucky boy have any news? Yeah, we just talked about it. April 10th, show's coming back. 4 more episodes, season ends. Wonder what's going to happen after that, though. Wonder what's going to happen after that. Boycott Sony's Spider-Man-less spin-off universe. Yeah, that might have been easy to do if we did Kraven, and Kraven was terrible, and then we had Madam Web coming up next, right? As terrible as Madam Web just was to me, and as much as I dislike that, how am I not gonna see Kraven the Hunter? Like, I'm part of the problem. I realize that I am no help to this situation. It's Kraven the Hunter. It's one of those villains I've always wanted to see fight against Spider-Man. Not gonna happen, but also it's rated R. Like, oh, dude, that's how you got me, Sony. Because if it was just Kraven doing Kraven things, I'm like, all right, whatever. But it's rated R. I kind of have to see it. And Venom 3. I already seen Venom 1 and 2. If I don't see out this trilogy, I just wasted my time with those movies. So I think right now would be really hard to initiate that boycott and get people on board with it, because I do think fans want to see Kraven and fans want to see Venom 3, even if they're not going to be great movies. Like, people just want to see them. If it was El Muerto next, we'd be there with you, buddy. Do you think Rouge, I learned, not Rogue, Rouge the Bat might show up in the Knuckles series? If any extra character shows up in the Knuckles series, it'll be Tanique. What is it? Sonic. Tanique. Is that her name? Tanya? Is that her name? It's let's see. Oh, what was the name of the bro, I cannot say his name. Mac. No. Dude, I'm forgetting everything. Knuckles, Chief. Was it? It's probably spelled chef. What was his name? His daughter is what I'm trying to think of. What's you guys? Tickle. There we go. Thank you. There we go. If any furry character is showing up, it's Tickle. I don't know why I was like there. Oh, I gotta add Sonic. Sorry. It'll be this character if another one is unheard of that will show up because she's the daughter of the chief and we see the chief already in the Knuckles series. So if we have anybody show up, it'll be her. But I don't know if she's one of like the ones that Sonic fans would be so crazy over for her showing up. I definitely think more people want like Rouge the Bat or the Chaotix. Definitely, I think they want the Chaotix, and that's a potential right there for your own show because they solve crimes, they're detectives and stuff. So if there's anybody, it might be her just because she's the daughter of the chief, and we just saw the chief in the trailer. But we'll see. Rouge the Bat would make more sense in a solo Shadow the Hedgehog series, I think, or movie. I can imagine in Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man would be the equivalent of Rorschach from Watchmen. Exactly. Like just that kind of vibe and feel from that Watchmen movie. Yes. That'd be so cool. That would be so cool, my friends. Can you talk about the actress who was playing Maria in Sonic 3? Oh yeah, we definitely, speaking of Sonic, I guess we could talk about that. Let me see here. We had let's see. We had the actress one of the actresses that we figured was going to be playing, Elia Brownie. She posted a photo of her on set, and she's sitting in a chair where she's named Maria, making it pretty clear she's going to be playing that character in the movie. Now, Sonic fans, it's so funny the memes that happen with this movie. This immediately got Sonic fans hyped because I mean, you should just know. It's not that big of a spoiler. She's essential to the origin of Shadow the Hedgehog, right? She's like a person that like has a bond with Shadow. It's important, and Shadow eventually loses humanity when Maria dies. She gets shot. So it's like a canon event for Shadow that Maria will get shot by somebody, and that's one of the things that makes Shadow angry at humans and stuff, and like I can't handle this happening again. So there's already like memes of people where it's like oh, I can't wait for her to get shot. We all know what this means, don't we? So it's just been so funny because it's like Sonic fans when a little girl gets shot, and it's just people going whoa because it's an Easter egg. But we'll see if they do it, because there's rumors that Shadow will be, doing his own, he'll get his own movie and his own show. If they do that, I'd rather see that origin in the movie or in a show. So she could show up and still completely be alive. They could change things up a lot because maybe that's too dark for a kids movie. Or we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, she confirmed she's Maria, and we all figured. 3C Films, when are we going to get Insidious 6? I'm not sure. I remember we're definitely getting it because the last Insidious movie made so much money, even though it was a movie I was very disappointed with. They're going to make another one. We had heard that it was with Kumail Nanjiani and Mandy Moore, I believe is her name. Kumail Nanjiani and Mandy Moore. Let's see if an article pops up. Mandy Moore and Kumail Nanjiani. Yeah, it's supposed to be a movie titled. Oh, see, so Deadline already reported on it. Okay, looks like it is happening. When was this? May of 2023? Okay. Mandy Moore and Kumail Nanjiani to star in Thread in Insidious Tale for Screen Gems. So, and you know what? This one sounds way more interesting to me than what they recently did with the last Insidious movie. So this one, remember in the first two Insidious movies, how there's almost like a time travel element with the, what do they call it again? I forget what they call it. It's not the underground or whatever, the upside down like in Stranger Things, but whatever, the sleep paralysis world that they go into. If you manage it right, you can technically time travel in that universe, because in the second Insidious movies they relive the events of the first film, and that the dad or like the kid is like able to change things from the past. So essentially this family is going to lose a daughter in like a car accident. Then when there we go, thank you Christopher Ramirez. So they're going to eventually then use the further to travel back in time, save the daughter, and have her be alive, but that is going to upset the evil spirits and things are going to go bad. Almost Final Destination style, I guess, where they, like, no, she's supposed to die, so we need her dead. That sounds like a way better idea than, unfortunately, what they did with that last Insidious movie. Even though it had the original cast members coming back, this sounds cool, you know? Like, that's an interesting part of the further. It's like, you can time travel in there. Wouldn't you use that to your advantage to, like, learn lottery numbers or mess with someone in the past to bring someone back to life with it? That could be cool. But yeah, this is probably one of those movies that they film in secrecy, and then on a random Tuesday, they release the trailer and let you know it's coming. So, for all we know, this movie might be coming out this year. We just don't know. But that's last we heard with this Insidious movie. All right. Percy Jackson is getting a second season. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I hope it's good. Walker Scoball is an awesome person. Also a personal friend of mine. He likes my TikToks. Oh, Walker, chill out, buddy. If you're watching, Walker, you rule. Keep it up with the Percy Jackson stuff, man. Have you ever seen Disaster Movie? The evil Alvin and the Chipmunk scene still haunts me till this day. I have only, I think, seen the first and parts of the second Alvin and the Chipmunks. I was a big Alvin and the Chipmunks fan growing up. There was an Alvin and the Chipmunks TV show when I was a kid. Let me see if I can find it up. Because I know there's been different iterations, but Alvin and... But I was a big Alvin and the Chipmunks fan as a kid. I would watch the TV shows. I think there was even like some animated cartoon movies. I think it was this version. Yeah, it was this version of the TV show I'd watch. It would show up, and I loved it. I thought Alvin was so cool. I wanted to be Alvin. This was one of the first times as a kid I was genuinely disappointed watching the movie. This was like one of my canon event movies where I was like, what did they do? Why are they so small? What are their voices? What's going on? This is not making sense. This is nothing like the cartoon show I loved. I was so upset with this movie as a kid, and I wanted to love it because I like the cartoon show. So because of that, I never watched the rest of them. Like I said, I watched this one, and I have a pretty decent memory of it. Second one, little bits of it. Third one, not at all. And I think they eventually made a fourth one, did they not? Alvin and the Chipmunks, like where they're on a ship. Alvin and the Chipmunks 4, like that everyone forgets. Is it Shipwrecked or Road Chip? Yeah, it's 4 movies. Jeez. 4 is it? Alvin and the Chipmunks, then Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, then something, then Road Chip. Yeah, so they made 4 of those bad boys. Maybe one day for the channel, but I think Alvin and the Chipmunks is one of those movies that like so many other great YouTubers have already made videos on them, bashed on them. I don't know how I could compete as a and make my different opinion, you know? There's already so many great videos out there like that. Like, what could I add to the conversation? All right, let's see here. Finding Nemo has amazing disability representation. As a kid in a wheelchair, I love this movie. See, Andrew Garrett, I'm happy for you on that, man. And that's awesome. Unfortunately, though, Andrew, there will be people who make videos once they see a person in a wheelchair say, oh, it's woke. They're trying to pander to people. You just made somebody happy and feel represented in the world. That's the good that comes of it. Does no harm to me, to someone who's not disabled, to enjoy and see that. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I'm very happy about that. Is the Midnight Suns movie actually happening? That's the word. That's what people are saying. I'm still curious what Disney's plan is moving forward with like Disney Plus shows and movies, because I just feel like the Disney Plus stuff has not been going their right way. And it was like rumored Midnight Suns was going to be a Disney Plus thing. Now with like Moana 2 becoming a movie, this Lilo and Stitch movie going to theaters instead of Disney Plus, I'm thinking they're going to move their efforts into more movie stuff and less Disney Plus. They'll still have like a 1 or 2 Disney Plus shows, but Midnight Suns should definitely be a movie, especially if you're going to include like Ghost Rider. Moon Knight in there needs a little bit of redemption. I did like the show and what's going on in it, but I feel like there could be more exciting things, and they still haven't shown us that third personality from Moon Knight. But yeah, hopefully that happens. But we just haven't heard on that right now. Marvel's definitely focused right now just on Fantastic Four, the next Spider-Man movie, getting Avengers settled. So much, man, so much. Hey Chris, I was wondering if you had any advice on starting a movie review channel. I really want to start one, but freeze up once the camera comes out. Dude, don't worry. Like, I know it might seem like I got a grip on it and I'm great, or maybe some of y'all think I'm terrible. I don't know, man. But I was not this good. I was not this natural on screen, and talking to the camera is such a weird trait. You have to eventually learn because you're just talking to nobody. Like right now, you guys are here, but when I'm recording videos, I'm talking to a machine and nobody's there, and it's definitely a learned trait, but you only learn it by doing it. They say all the time with like people, it's like your first 100 videos, dude, they're gonna suck. Just get that out of the way. But you have to make those first 100 videos to get to the 101 where you sound better, where you feel more natural. If I was starting a movie thing right now, I would go either on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I would go to like Doom Blazer. He's a really good commentator who's like on YouTube Shorts. Go to his channel, see what he's doing and things like that, and you can pick up a rhythm there. Or on TikTok, where you just start a little bit. You start creating, because it's much easier to start growing a channel or a fan base on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, because those platforms will find your audience. Where when I was starting out, I would have to make a video, post it, and hope that somebody would find it and click it, and thankfully someone eventually did. But that's the best way, and then transition over to longer form content with YouTube. That'd be my advice. Okay, movies and more. I appreciate the support, my friend. Appreciate it. Can you talk about the court case that WB got? I think I saw about that, but I'm honestly just not knowledgeable enough in it. I'd have to do my research on it. Let me see. WB court. It's nothing with like Coyote versus Acme, if anybody's wondering. I think it was like, I don't even know. It was like something about Chinese propaganda. I genuinely did not even look into it because I was like, I don't know how that concerns any of the movie news I talk about, but just WB getting in messes, man. If they end up going to court for Coyote versus Acme, that's when I'm going to get involved. That's when I'm going to want to find out stuff. Hey, Chris, I sent you a PSN friend request. Did you receive it? My buddy, I've gotten so many, my friends. I've gotten so many. And I really only play with one person. That's my friend from high school. My only friend left from high school. The rest left. But now that I'm a famous YouTuber, they want back in, baby. No, nobody wants back in. 3C film. Ben Wang will star in the next court. Yeah, I saw he got it. I don't know if he's an actor. Or he was actually someone they found in the search. Ben Wang. Looks like he's been in stuff before. Ben Wang. Okay. Oh, this comedian. Oh, he's got some stuff. Oh, he's been in little things before. He's had roles. That's nice. See, that always happens. Don't forget, whenever the new Karate Kid movie was coming out, they put out a search call for somebody to be the new Karate Kid, right? They're like, audition, you could be the Karate Kid and all that. And I was like, don't fall for this. They're not going to pick some random nobody kid who lives in Wisconsin and make them the Karate Kid. They're going to hire an actor in the industry, and this is a PR stunt. And you know how I know? Because back when they were making the movie Ready Player One, they did the same thing. They said, audition, and you can be the main star of Ready Player One. My dumb butt got up there and was like, oh, I'm in the Oasis. Whoa, y'all. I sent in an audition tape. Somebody in the Hollywood studio has my audition tape for Ready Player One. And then what happened? They casted an actor who had already done work, and they were never going to choose regular people. But good for Ben Wang. He's not very well known. It looks like mainly small supporting roles, so this will definitely boost him up as the new main Karate Kid, and I am excited for that movie. I want to see how they make the Jackie Chan stuff and then the OG Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio come together. That's going to be fun, but I tried auditioning. That Ready Player One movie could have looked different, guys. It could have been me wearing some freaking Apple Vision Pros going, whoa, dude, whoa. Never forget. All right, here we go. Jason Voorhees in medieval times, yes or no? Ooh, that would be fun. You know, Jason is... You either like the early stuff of Friday the 13th, where Jason was taken seriously and he was grounded, or you like the crazy stuff when he becomes a zombie and he's brought back to life through electricity, goes into space, becomes Jason X. I kind of like the wacky, crazy Jason. So yeah, throw him in medieval times. That would be so much fun. I don't know how you explain that, some time traveling and things like that, but that would be fun. All right. Any news on the next Jurassic Park? Last we heard, my friend, is that David Leitch is not directing it, and that's because David Leitch wanted to put his own ideas, and they were like, "Oh, we don't got time for your ideas, buddy. We just need you to film. We just need you to film, and that's it." And he was like, "No, well, if I can't make it mine, I'm not going to be part of it." So who knows? They really badly want to release it next year, and they have a release date. So I'm telling you, the next person they get is going to be like a generic action director that has done like the most basic action movies, but he's going to get the job done and just making the movie they want because he's not going to fight back on any studio decisions. Venom 3 news. I'm just waiting for the plot of this movie, man. All we've gotten are set photos of Tom Hardy in like a swimsuit. It looks like most of the movie's being shot in Spain, which is being turned into Mexico. So the entirety of the movie might be set in Mexico, which I don't have a problem with. I like the idea of the movies like Venom protecting a little pueblo. Something's going wrong. Maybe there's like a monster or something. And then call it Venom Lethal Protector, which would be a great title. And then he's protecting that, but we'll see. We'll see. We don't have anything yet. Thank you for making me discover that it's fun to collect popcorn buckets. I've got Aquaman 2 and Dune 2 so far. I don't even eat popcorn. Oh, I know what kind of man you are. Got the Dune 2 popcorn bucket, and you don't even eat popcorn. I know what you're doing with that popcorn bucket, buddy. Shame on you. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad people are enjoying that. I'm glad people are. It's just fun, right? We're movie lovers and we got things we like. All right. Have you heard there is a new Squid Game season 2? Oh yeah, and I'm pumped for it. I cannot wait. I like the first Squid Games, so I want to see what happens in season 2. If it's going to be more games or what they include in it. There was a rumor that David Fincher, great director, Gone Girl and Social Network, he's secretly doing the American Squid Games for America. And that's, if it's David Fincher, then heck yeah. But two, I want to see what an American Squid Game looks like, because the whole basis of that show is that you turn childhood games that you played as a kid into deadly things. And since the show was based in Korea, it was all games that Korean kids played, which is awesome and great to learn that culture. But we were familiar with like none of those games. It'd be cool to see a deadly hopscotch or duck duck goose or I don't even know, freaking ring around the rosy, whatever like weird kid games you played in elementary school. The American version is about to turn those into freaking deadly stuff, and so I think that's gonna be fun to watch. All right. Chris, love your content. Any interest in bringing back reading reviews of movies you hate? Yes, I do want to. It's just I guess those videos are harder to make because sometimes my commentary I just don't think is funny enough, and I want to be funnier. But I feel like when I'm trying to be funny, I'm just not funny. When it just comes off the top of my head and it works, it works. So that's why those videos are a little hard to make, because I feel like sometimes I'm just forcing the jokes. And I also don't want to be mean to the people who leave reviews, because I don't want to make fun of you if you actually genuinely like that movie. Like, if you do like Madam Web, that's awesome. I can't relate, but that's awesome. But yeah, I think there's a way to make those videos come back. I just want to say I love you, man. Thanks for everything, and much love from Fort Worth. Oh, nice, man. Thank you so much. I was just in Fort Worth the other day. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. What do you think of X-Men 97? Yeah, I just talked about it. I'll probably put on the Clips channel or something like that. We can get into it. But yeah, I liked it. I dig the animation, and I'm curious to see where it goes. Chris, you know if there's anything new on a Tron? No, they're just currently filming it. Tron 3 Legacy. Jared Leto's the star. Evan Peters, I think, is the villain. I hope it's good. I like that last Tron movie. So yeah. We need more female movies like Underworld. I remember digging Underworld back in the day, and I get what you mean by that, where it's like it's not about the political message, it's not about rubbing something in your face, which I understand can get annoying and things like that. Like, what happened to just like there's just a female in it, but it's a badass movie. And Underworld was such a cool idea, right? There's werewolves, vampires, and all these crazy things. I haven't seen those movies in forever, but another Underworld or a restart of the Underworld series would be awesome. That would be cool. All right, here. Is there any chance Kraven the Hunter can save this universe? Oh, buddy. I don't think so. I don't think Kraven the Hunter is going to. I think it's definitely going to be more of a Venom movie than a Morbius or Madam Web movie, if that makes sense. I think Kraven the Hunter is going to be one of those movies that a lot of people are going to like. They're going to walk out going, yeah, I don't care if it sucks. It was entertaining. It was rated R. It was fun. And it's Kraven. Kind of like with the Venom movies, where it's like, yeah, they're not great, but I enjoy them. I'll rewatch them. I'll have fun with them. I think that's what Kraven the Hunter is going to be. It's more like the Venom movies than Morbius and Madam Web. Which, it's not saying much, but it's an improvement. It's an improvement, hopefully. But I don't think it'll save the universe. I just don't know what's their ultimate goal here. Because, like, think about it this way. If Kraven does good, okay. But then they'll make Kraven 2. He's not going to fight Spider-Man. They'll probably make him fight whatever, like, another random animal-like Spider-Man villain. We know the Rhino is going to be in the first one, so it won't be Rhino unless he's just a tease and they're doing that Sony marketing where, like, the Madam Web girls in costumes, where Rhino's only in the movie for like 2 or 3 minutes. They could then make Rhino the main villain of Kraven 2, which was just that weird thing of villains versus... It made sense with Venom versus Carnage, but then if you do like Kraven versus Rhino, well, just because he's a rhino animal, whatever. Okay, you do that. Well, then you do what with Kraven 3? You're not going to bring in Spider-Man. If you didn't make Tom Hardy's Venom fight Spider-Man, no way you're going to make freaking Aaron Taylor Johnson's Kraven fight Spider-Man. So it's just like, what is the point of these, I don't know. That's just my thinking on it. Chris, have you seen Sting trailer? Yes, the Sting trailer is this new Spider movie where it's like it's a girl who buys a spider. It starts off small, and then the spider just slowly starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It looks interesting. A little low budget. The CG on the spider looks a little off, but it could be a fun movie. I like that premise. I love that movie back in the day, Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette, where it's just like giant spiders everywhere and they were in the mall. I would love a remake of that kind of movie. Just those dumb, fun blockbusters. That's what we need more of. But yeah, I did see that. Yo, Chris, who would be your personal dream pick to direct the new Jurassic movie? Mine would be Peter Jackson because of his 2005 King Kong movie. Yeah, see, that would be good. I just think, I don't know. Well, Peter Jackson would be really good. I don't know what he's been doing lately. I would go with a horror director just because I would think they'd add in. So like Fed Alvarez would definitely be one of them. I'm so excited to what he's doing with the new Alien movie. There's been some small tidbits that he's definitely making that movie horrifying. And that's what I want with the dinosaurs. I would wish Steven Spielberg would have like the passion to want to do one again. If he made like 4 Indiana Jones, just make one more. Just make one more Jurassic Park movie, Steven. You could do something nice with that. David F. Sandberg would be probably pretty cool. He has experience with high budget movies now, and he's horror director in my opinion. He did the Shazam movies, and I feel like he could strike that balance because the Shazam movies are family friendly, and that's what you have to keep Jurassic Park. They have theme parks, they have dinosaur toys, they have all this stuff. Jurassic Park is always going to be a family thriller movie, so you can never go too hard with the horror and thrills because you still got to keep it friendly there. I think David F. Sandberg would be cool. I don't know. Is there any news on Alien Romulus? I was just talking about that, so I guess I could talk about the small Alien Romulus news. So we got 2 updates with Alien Romulus. Both, I think, are pretty exciting. One, we had Isabella Merced, who's in the newest Madam Web movie. And she was obviously doing interviews about the upcoming Alien Romulus movie because she's in it. And here's what she said. So there is a scene that I'm in, and they all had to turn away. Not one person stayed looking at the iPad because it was so disgusting. And I was watching it like this. I was so excited. So again, that's one of the benefits, I think, of having someone like Fed Alvarez, who's a horror director with the Alien movie, because he's bringing the horror back to Alien instead of making it an action movie. The other thing I like that they brought in is, let's see here, suits. Let's see, they talk about it here. I saw it online. Let me see if I can find it. Alien Romulus. Here we go. The V Scoopers, who I heard it from, who has lately been pretty reliable, honestly. But they said here, the xenomorph in the alien Romulus is mostly a practical suit, sometimes CGI complemented, but it's said that it looks astonishingly good and better than any time before, with the very with very menacing and visual damaged elements. Ooh, that should be exciting. We heard, I think a month or two back, that the visual effects people who made the suits for the Alien movies early on with the James Cameron and Ridley Scott, the original Aliens, back before they were all CGI, that they're coming back for this movie. So the aliens in here are going to be actual people in suits, which I do think is a good thing. You have this scene from Alien Covenant, which, Alien Covenant, what I thought was an interesting movie, more for its ideas with David than the actual whatchamacallit, xenomorph stuff. But like, it's just not that exciting to me anymore. The scenes with the alien, uh, because the CGI just makes them too. I don't know. It's like it's whenever you see something fully CGI now, and you know it's fully CGI, it just kind of loses its magic. You're like, oh, that's a computer generated thing. I don't feel it doesn't feel real. And I think that was definitely the case for me with Alien Covenant. Because although the xenomorph was cool and he moves cool and he does look good, I know that's a CGI. I know it's fully CGI, and it just kind of loses its magic, and it's not as scary to me anymore. Like, seeing it move like that, it's just kind of like, okay, it's just there, and definitely looks great in action, but to me, I feel like something is missing. So to know that Fed Alvarez went back to people in suits and that they're only going to be complemented with CGI, meaning they'll just like add it to enhance maybe the lighting or the goo and the stuff, is cool. I also love the idea that they're adding in visually damaged elements. Oh, so there's going to be moments in here where they start beating up the xenomorph. They start, destroying it, peeling it back and all that. I think that sounds awesome. So I'm happy that they're going more practical xenomorphs than these ones from Romulus, where it's just, it does look cool, but I feel it's just not as horrifying. Just not as horrifying. That's my opinion. Or Chris, have you used the Doom popcorn bucket yet? Only to eat popcorn, my friend. Only to eat popcorn. I'm waiting till marriage. Hey Chris, love your videos and watched you for 2.5 years now. What is a film releasing this year you think will go under the radar? Other than a violent nature, let's see here what else we got coming up. Let me look up 2024 movies. 2024 movies. We just talked about. I did it in my horror video. What's this one's name? Oh, dude. I know the actor who's in it. Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man. What's the actor's name? Who is it? David Dismalchin. Okay, he's gonna be in a movie this year that I think sounds really exciting and is gonna be shot very well. But I think it's going like limited to theaters and then the rest on Shudder. Let me see if I can. Okay, Late Night with the Devil. This is the one I think that'll probably go under the radar, and I think only horror people will talk about. But it sounds like such a good premise. So the whole movie is going to be shot from the viewpoint of the TV cameras. So the movie, you're watching it almost if like you were watching a late night show back in the 70s or 80s, when they go on. So it's almost kind of have a found footage feel where the whole time you're watching it from the cameras that the TV show is filming from. And it's a late night talk show host where he's doing a segment on exorcism. So he brings out a girl who's possessed and a lady who does exorcisms and says, all right, so exorcise her, dethrone the demon. And things go wrong. Things go terribly bad. I think there is already a trailer out there. But it premiered in film festivals last year. A few people have gotten to see it and said really great things. And now it's going to get a wide release this year. I think this will be the one that goes. And, David Dismalchin has been doing a lot of horror movies recently. He was in Smile, the first Smile, just a little bit. But yeah, I think this will be it. It sounds cool. And someone said, show the teaser. Okay, let me see. I can only show bits of it because I don't want to get copy striked. But Late Night with the Devil. Oh, that guy looks like Titan from Megamind. Let's see here. Late Night with the Devil trailer. See, 9 days ago. AFC. No sound. I'm just gonna play bits of it here. So it's like, here it's gonna be like that. You're just watching from the TV, not literally just this TV, but this. Let me see if I can pull up. So it's gonna have like this retro feel where it's like you're watching something from the 70s and it's have like a grainy look to it. See, like the that I think it looks so creepy and good. It's kind of like the same feeling you get whenever you put on a vinyl. That little. So I don't know. It looks cool. I unfortunately can't play the whole thing because it'll get copy strike. But just these little moments look horrifying. The guests get possessed. Weird things start to happen. It looks rad. It looks rad. It looks rad. All right. Have you seen a slasher? Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. If so, what did you think? No, I've never heard of that. Let me see. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. This came out in 2020. Okay. No, I've never heard of this. I'll put it on my radar. This guy looks interesting though. If that's the killer, I'll put it on my radar. But no, I haven't seen it. Hey 3C, next time you're in LA, hit me up. I can get you into 2 free Disneyland. Hey, I'm a screenshot you right now, my friend. That's a deal I'll take you up on. All right, screenshotted. Better not let me down, dude. I love me some free Disneyland tickets. All right, Deadpool 3 Funko Pop predictions. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, well, obviously Deadpool himself and then Wolverine. I need a joint moment with them together and all the other variants. If James Marsden's showing up in there, they better make one of him in his 90s suit because I need that so badly. But I can't wait, man. I can't wait. That's going to be so fun. So many cool pops are going to come out of that. Probably Deadpool dog will also be one. You can Deadpool with the Deadpool dog. That's going to be a cool one. Cool set. Let's see here. Who do you want to play the next Doc Brown? I doubt they'll do another Back to the Future. I would love it. I don't have an idea right now who I would put as a Doc Brown. I wouldn't want you to do the exact same thing what the last Back to the Future movies did. I would want some sort of continuation of the story, but that would be so hard in itself too. I can't think. I know people always go RDJ and Tom Holland. That's a combination. It wouldn't be a bad combination. I'm trying to think of like older, like fun actors I like. I'm trying to see who would be older actors. Someone that can pull off that zany, crazy look. Jim Carrey would be honestly he's getting up there in age, older and whatnot. Jim Carrey as Doc Brown would actually be pretty cool in my opinion. Just a crazy mad scientist. Yeah, some people already hit me with, don't ruin the legacy. Don't do it. Yeah, Back to the Future is one of those perfect trilogies. It's my favorite movie trilogy of all time. And yeah, see, it's like, don't ruin the legacy. The lore cookie has spoken. All right, let's see here what we got. Hi, Chris. I got a Sonic 3 theory in the chat. Well, if I find it, buddy, I'll post it. Thank you for the support, though. Rumor, Deadpool and Wolverine will be in Avengers 5. Oh, they gots to be. Well, Avengers 5 is Kang Dynasty, right? So, I don't know. I think they'll definitely be in Secret Wars. I don't think Kang Dynasty. I think Kang Dynasty will be the movie with all the B-listers. Maybe all the people that they've been adding into the universe. And Secret Wars has to be the heavy hitters. The Hugh Jackmans, the Tobey Maguires, the Ghost Rider Nicolas Cage. Those, if they do that, who knows what they do. But Deadpool, yeah, I think Secret Wars more than Kang Dynasty. But we'll see. Go to IMDb, Deadpool 3, they have Elektra and Pyro, or Pro X is what you mean. Well, yeah, Elektra has basically been confirmed. The Hollywood Reporter reported on that, and that's like the most reputable movie news outlet out there. Elektra's definitely in the movie. Just sucks that Daredevil didn't get in. I would have loved Ben Affleck back as Daredevil. 3C, we need some Joker 2 news, man. It's been quiet. Yeah, I just talked about it on the stream. We got some photos, and it's not a musical. I'll probably put that up on the Clips channel for you. What video game would you like to see as a movie, and what do you think about a Smash Bros. Movie? A Smash Bros. Movie would be awesome. I just don't know how you do it. You can't do it the way Marvel did it, where it's like you do one Mario movie, then a Legend of Zelda movie, a Mega Man movie, and then they team up. I think you just do the Smash Bros. Movie and pick the most popular people. And then if you want from there, you can spin them off and do their own solo movie. but I don't think you can do the Avengers lineup because it just becomes too complicated and weird to say Mario also exists in the universe of Legend of Zelda, unless you're doing the multiverse thing where it's just different universes. It's too hard. That's just a movie where you just make the Smash Bros. Movie, man. Can we talk about Deadpool 3 and Daredevil? Well, see, I wish Daredevil was in it, but it looks like he's not, and it'll just be Elektra. We'll probably get Deadpool making some sort of Daredevil joke, and probably Ben Affleck as Batman or Ben Affleck dating J-Lo. That's one of the two routes Deadpool is going to go with those jokes. Chris, have you seen Severance Apple TV? It's basically the Backrooms meets Black Mirror. I love Severance. If you have not seen Severance, really cool show. It is basically like an episode of Black Mirror, but as a whole season. It's a really crazy show. I want them to do season 2 already. They left it on such a cliffhanger, but I do like it. Adam Scott is in it. Basically, it's hard to show to explain. I'm not going to try to explain it because I'll butcher it. But if you haven't, I highly recommend it. I think you'll really like the show. It's kooky and crazy. Just curious, who wins, KSI or Jake Paul? I like KSI more, so I'll say KSI. All right. How excited are you for Cuckoo? I never know if it's pronounced Cuckoo or Cuckoo. Cuckoo does not sound right, so I'm gonna go Cuckoo. The trailer looks great. I'm excited, and I love your videos, man. Yeah, I'm excited for it. That's a movie about where a girl, she goes to live with her dad, and they're like in this vacation resort spot. And then it turns out people there are a little crazy and start going after her. Feels like a slasher, so it's exciting for me. You know me, always down for a slasher. 3C Films, who would you like to see Kong fight next? I definitely think we're gonna get a Godzilla vs Kong 3. They have to do Destroyer, right? That would be the big bad. But I feel like there needs to be a little bit more. I don't know if like the humans then introduce their own mecha robot to fight in. Whether it's like it's not Gideon. I forget the name of that freaking robot or thing. Let's see, Godzilla Gigan. There we go. Gigan. Is that how you say it? I would love him to show up, but as like a human creation. Change up his origin a little bit and have him be there. That'd be so cool. I just like how cartoony and zany they have gotten with it. Like that's what I want. That's what I've always wanted. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, like a Mecha King Ghidorah, you know, the human that's one the humans could make. There needs to be another like Mecha Godzilla thing that the humans have created to add into the fight where it's like, we can't trust Kong and Godzilla to always do our work. We have to build our own, which I know was already the idea with Mechagodzilla. I would just love as many titans or monsters you can throw in there would be awesome. Gigan. There we go. Sorry. Gigan. That's how you say it. My bad, guys. You know, pronouncing things is not my strong suit. You know this by now. Favorite movie tie-in product as a kid? I love the Thor Burger King. Oh, I thought you said there was a Thor burger. I was like, there was a Thor burger? What was that like? Probably the Spider-Verse Whopper, right? Like, that's just cool. The Spider-Verse Whopper was dope. The Spider-Verse Whopper was probably my favorite movie tie-in. That was just so fun and cool. They made it red and all that. If I'm trying to think back when I was a kid, there was Shrek ketchup. I remember the Shrek ketchup has always stayed with me. The Shrek ketchup, if that came out today, dude, if Shrek ketchup came out today, can you imagine the memes and jokes of putting Shrek's goo on your glizzies? Oh, Shrek 5, when you come out, bring back the Shrek ketchup and the memes are going to write themselves. People will do it for you. Shrek glizzies, get them now. Shrek had a lot of food. Yeah, someone just said Shrek Twinkies. You know, Shrek Twinkies were a thing. That's cool. Yeah, again, get that ogre goo right in there. What else? The Spider-Man Pop-Tarts, I know, are something people bring up. But Spider-Man also had like a lot of things. Spider-Man Pop-Tarts, those were a thing. Those were pretty cool back in the day. The Tobey Maguire ones, like, they just look cool. I remember eating some of those. I'm trying to think of like what other crazy childhood movie tie-ins they had. I'm trying to think as a kid, what did I have? I had the Shrek ketchup just always blew my mind because it's like, why is the ketchup green? That looks nasty. Uh, see if there's anything more I could think of. I think no, not Spider-Man. Did Spider-Man 3 have the Black Whopper? No, they didn't do that for Spider-Man 3. That's all I can think of for right now. Maybe that's a video I do one day, just looking at all the past cross promotions, because there's been some crazy stuff. Also like the Batman's Little Caesars pizza in the shape of the bat signal. Dude, that's a classic. That's a classic. We need some Joker 2 news, man. Oh yeah, we just talked about that. All right, let's see here. A3C, I love your videos. Do you think we'll ever get a Friday 13th movie? And when do you think we could see it? Jason is my favorite slasher. Cry face. Dude, it's going to be a while because the movies are still going through the legal battle is over, but now it's up to two different parties who were in court fighting each other for the longest time. They each own part of the rights, so they need to come together and have an agreement on how to split the money, and then we can have the movie. And they just spent years in court fighting to win, and now that it's split, it's going to take a while for them to come together and be okay with it. We do got the TV show Crystal Lake. Hopefully that comes out good, but man, no idea on the movie. I hope it's soon, though. I hope it's soon. We might actually get the next Michael Myers reboot before the next Friday 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, which is just wild. Chris, you think Deadpool 3 will reach 2 billion? That is a big number. I don't know. It's definitely hitting a billy for sure, but I don't know how much. It might honestly just barely make the billy. If Guardians of the Galaxy 3 didn't reach a billion, which I thought it should have, I don't know. It's gonna hit a billy, but I don't know. I don't think 2 billion, unfortunately. Hey Chris, how would you feel if Godzilla X Kong collaborated with Fortnite? And how do you feel about Scar King as a villain? Ooh, dude, if they have a collaboration, I'm doing a Fortnite video on the main channel, and I'm gonna go all out for that, dude. I'm ashamed to say it, but I love Fortnite. Okay, it's a really fun game. Godzilla, I can't even imagine what you would do with that. Just have them roaming around on the map. That would be so cool. Scar King though, I'm still iffy. Because I keep saying it every trailer, I want to see why Scar King is a big enough bad guy for two titans to go after him. And yeah, he's done a couple of punching and hitting his whip and controlling Shimu, but I don't know. I'm hesitant, but I do like the idea of Scar King. I just need to see more menacing stuff from Scar King, and I think they're probably saving that for the movie. So it's best not to show me everything beforehand. Notice me, Daddy 3C Films. Well, the funny monkey, I have noticed you. Chris, you're my favorite movie YouTuber. Your reviews make me a skeptic to see Madam Web. I'm thinking about taking my niece and nephews age 9 and 7. You think they'll enjoy it? Honestly, yeah. Little kids like that are going to enjoy it. You got to remember when you're a kid, you could see sometimes the worst movies and you just take it. You just accept it. I remember, although I just said it with Alvin and the Chipmunks or things like that, Dragon Ball Evolution was definitely one that hit me. But there's all the time as a kid, like the original Space Jam, it's a classic. I love it. Try watching the first Space Jam today. It's not an awesome movie. It's got flaws. It's a little all over the place and wacky, but that's what Space Jam is. But like as a kid, you don't think about that stuff. You just go with it and you're fine with it. So the kids are going to be fine. I think for you yourself, just know that it's not going to be a great movie and just enjoy it for how bad it is. That would be my thing. Because it does have an entertainment value with how bad some of the dialogue and transitions from scene to scene are. That would be it. But the kids, I think they'll find. They'll like it enough. Rights will revert back to Marvel if Sony stops. Who knows, man? I think Sony's going to keep those rights to the end of time. Spider-Man's always going to be a cash cow unless they continue to ruin the brand. Then we'll see. Chris, watch the Sting trailer live, please. Yeah, I've seen it. Unfortunately, it's hard to watch trailers live on YouTube because they'll get copy striked. On Twitch, I could react to full clips and stuff all night long because they don't have much copyright issues over there. But on YouTube, it's almost 2-hour live stream would get taken down. I'd hate for that, man. So unfortunately not, but it does look like an interesting horror movie. Sinister Six could have perfectly been set up in the MCU. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. They are already set up part of it with Scorpion in the first Homecoming. And then they just abandoned that idea. It feels like completely and whatnot. I don't know. And if they kept Vulture, he could have been a member of the Sinister Six. So you would have had 2 people of the Sinister Six done. You just have to set up one random bad in each movie. And it could have been set up with 2 random bads in each of the 3 movies. And then by the time you got to Spider-Man 4, that would have been the big thing. If you didn't have Tobey and Andrew, you start having them fight the Sinister Six. But since they already technically did the Sinister Six with the Fergalicious Five, they were just one member short. Is it even that exciting now? Because they did multiverse Sinister Six, which is cool, but only because we've seen the past movies. I'd love Tom to have his own Sinister Six. Ah, jeez. Hey, Chris, big fan. Always supporting your growth and channel. Cool to see you succeed. Will Craven be as bad as Man and Web? I don't think Craven will be as bad as Man and Web. I appreciate your support, though, Dumb Boy Chronicles. Means a lot that you guys watch me and see my videos. Means so much to me. See, like, I noticed someone just said it in the chat. I'll notice you right now, too, buddy. No one notices me. Well, I just did, Battle Cat. I just noticed you, my friend. But no, I don't think Craven is going to be as bad. I think, like I said, it's going to be more on the Venom side of things, where it's enjoyable, not as great. But yeah. Thor Burger would, dude, if we get the Thor Burger, that'd be awesome. You know that thing would be mighty packing hot. Thor Burger. Suicide Squad versus Justice League movie. Watch it. Okay. I would watch it. I'd see it. Would I though? Yeah, I think I would. Thoughts on Pharrell Williams' Lego movie? That's so interesting how he got the rights to do that. If you don't know, Pharrell Williams is a singer. He sings "Because I'm Happy, clap along if you know that song." He's getting like a biopic, but it's all in Lego form as a movie, and it's like, oh shoot. Well, dude, if I ever get a movie made, I'm gonna ask if I can get it in Minecraft, or can I get my origin movie done in Fortnite? That'd be so cool. That's just nice for him. I wish it was someone I cared more about. Nothing against Pharrell Williams, but that's all I know about is just the Happy song. So I don't know if it's a movie I'd see. They need to bring back Cosmo for Tails. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. That'd be cool. I'm down for that. Did you hear about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit horror movie? Disney's first character, Mickey's brother. Oh, dude, I had not heard about that. There's a guy named Oswald. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit Funko Pop is the first thing that came up. Oh, this guy. There's a horror movie of him? Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know Mickey had a brother. Mickey had a brother this whole time? Man, poor guy living in his shadow all this time. I had no idea about this. Well, that's cool. Well, hey, everybody getting a horror movie in that Disney universe. You think Scorpion will be there? The Venom will be there for the Venom or for the MCU? I'm hoping Scorpion goes to the MCU. They have a perfect setup there because in the comics, Scorpion is like a thug hired and given his suit by J. Jonah Jameson because he's trying to create his own like superhero or trying to catch Spider-Man in the act. They have J. Jonah in there. He hates Spider-Man. Scorpion is probably out of prison now because it's been several years. Dude, yeah, do it. That would be so awesome. But I don't know, man. Sony just wants to make movies out of all their villains. And they have so many cool villains, like a Doc Ock movie, a Mysterio movie. They're going to go through that dang roster, man. Unfortunately. Hi, Chris. What would you do to change the SSU? See, I think from the beginning, they should have known Spider-Man was not going to come in. They were not going to have a Spider-Man. So I would have just made Venom the Spider-Man of their universe. I mean, Venom essentially has most of the powers that Spider-Man has, and we already have that association with him. And since you already made him such a good guy in that universe, you should have just made Venom the Spider-Man of that universe. So you could have still done the Carnage movie that would Let There Be Carnage. You should have set up Kraven the Hunter first before Morbius. Set up Kraven the Hunter. Then you should have done Kraven versus Venom because that also feels like Kraven's last hunt, right? You could have replicated a lot of that story into... I would have rather seen it done with Spider-Man. But you could have done that for like Venom 3 or a crossover movie, where Kraven's like, oh, there's a giant animal like beast in New York. This Venom, I'm going to hunt him down, right? You could have done something like that and set that up. I just would have treated Venom like the Spider-Man in that universe instead of pretending like Spider-Man is someday going to show up. For the Morbius movie, I honestly would have switched. The character traits of Jared Leto and the guy who does the dancing. I forget the actor's name, but the that guy. I would have switched them. I would have made uh Morbius the bad one. You know, these are bad guys. You need to make them villains, not good guys. So I would have had the roles reversed and have that good Matt Smith. There we go. I would have had Matt Smith kind of almost be like the main character of Morbius, and he's the one who creates the cure and all that for good reasons. And Morbius is the evil one who wants it for himself and does all this evil stuff. I would have switched it for that way just to keep the villainous, but who knows? I don't know. There's a reason I don't make these movies, because I wouldn't have made the greatest choices. In all honesty, I would have just never done any of these. Just stick to the Spider-Man stuff. I would have just done the Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, or the Spider-Man Noir movie. Those are the movies we should have done, not these. All right. How would you feel about a remake of Event Horizon? That'd be cool. That's the one where they in space. I always felt like the first Event Horizon was a Hellraiser movie. You could watch Event Horizon and think of it as a Hellraiser movie, and it works. Again, for those of you who don't know, let me see. Hang on. There's some really awful shots. Event Horizon is this movie. And essentially it's like a crew in space. They think they're going to a black hole, but instead they entered hell. I guess hell is accessible through space, which honestly I think is a cool concept. And all that. But you watch this movie, watch it as a Hellraiser fan. There's so much in here that could have easily have made it a Hellraiser movie. And whatnot. But it's a really crazy film. Yeah, a remake would be cool. I would want them to play more into the idea of them finding hell in space, because that is a cool concept. All right, what's your opinion on the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer? Dude, I love that trailer. I talk about it more in the Super Bowl trailer breakdown video, where I talk about all the newest trailers we got in the Super Bowl. But that trailer, it makes me so hyped. Because at first I was a little skeptical to how Disney might handle the Planet of the Apes movies after Matt Reeves did such a great job. After seeing that trailer, all faith restored. I have no doubts they're going to do a great job. Hopefully it's good. But that I'm always yeeting myself. I'm sorry, guys. When I touch my mouse, it's always when I have it on the leave the live. My bad. Sorry. But no, it looks good. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. My bad. Wait, sorry. Nicolas Cage Spider-Man Noir? Yeah, they're doing that. Again, I'll talk about it on the Clips channel. I'll put it as a clip if you missed it. But yeah, Nicolas Cage in talks to be live action Spider-Man Noir in the TV series. That looks great. That looks great. All right, my gals and ghouls. Oh wait, hang on. We got one more super chat. Barry Keoghan's Joker overhated. He has potential. Yes. I don't know when we're going to see that potential, because Matt Reeves is not going to make him the villain of the second movie, so he says. So maybe till the third movie, or they're going to give him that spin-off show where the Arkham Asylum series. But yes, I like Barry Keoghan's Joker, and I want to see more of him and his dynamic with Batman and the backstory about how Batman put him in there. I would love to see all that. But I agree. Any Spider-Man 4 news, you're the best. Yeah, we just talked about it. If you missed it, it'll be on the Clips channel, my friend. It'll be on the Clips channel. All right, my buddies and pals, I'm going to head out now. Thank you so much for spending time with me on this live stream and being here. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Love your faces. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the like on the video right now. That would help a lot. But if not, hey, I'll see you throughout the week with more great movie news and a side flick probably. Take care, my buddies. Take care.